bittersweet because the trip has been amazing. This is what happens when you have literally no potted plants in your house. I'm so hot. I hate this. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never had to simulate grabbing headphones on someone else's head before. I don't know. Who takes off glasses like that? Come on. Hell yeah. You did it, kid.
Hi. So, I went to Korea last month for a week for free. So, I'm gonna talk about it. So in July, I posted a video called Twice What Is Love MV Parody Remake. Please go watch it if you haven't. I submitted that video into Talk Talk Korea 2018, which is a global contest that gives you the task of finding Korea in your country. So, long story short, I won. I was hosted by the Korean government for a week to be in Korea with 4 other girls who also won. It was one of the best experiences of my life. This happened the middle of October, and I haven't talked about it because while we were there, they were filming a documentary about us the whole time. There were about 10 people with cameras following us at all times, filming literally everything we did. The documentary just came out 2 days ago. I wanted to use some footage from the documentary in this video because I didn't really take any videos while I was there. I didn't vlog or anything like I usually do because they were filming us the whole time, so it would have been awkward to film and talk while they were also filming us. The documentary is
Piper appears amazed by Korean history. Vegetables used in bibimbap must be cut into bite-sized pieces.
잘라줍니다.
It's interesting. I do appreciate having it, but it's narrated the whole time. There's awkward commentary.
In no time, the 5 perfectly master the rhythm. You may even wonder if they are foreigners indeed. Sarah seems to be having a whale of a time.
So I felt like I could also make my own video explaining some things, because they show things out of order, so exactly what happened on each day, some fun behind the scenes stories or whatever, and just other fun stuff that happened. Because the video is only 25 minutes long. They filmed hours and hours of footage, and the video is only 25 minutes long over the course of 5 days. So it's 5 minutes per day, so you're not really getting the whole gist of what actually happened. But it's nice. They did a nice job, and I do appreciate having it, and the team worked hard on it. We're gonna pull a Shane Dawson. This video is gonna be long, okay? I took notes on everything I want to say in my Red Velvet 2018 season greetings that I bought in October 2018. It was on sale, okay? I wrote notes of what happened every day so I can talk about them. So first off, the flight, we didn't get to have a direct flight from where I live to Seoul. We had to take a flight to Detroit and then from Detroit to Seoul. So I had to wake up at like 2 in the morning. The flight to Detroit was like 2 hours and then the flight from Detroit to Seoul was like 12 hours. Oh my god. So, day one, kind of. So we landed on Tuesday, the 15th in Korea. It was like at 6 p.m. So our manager, he was like the nicest person I've ever met. He took us out for chicken. I'm not much of a chicken person, but that was literally like the best chicken I've ever had. All the girls were so nice. They were all considerably older than me. They were all in like their mid-20s with the exception of one girl who was 19. So some of them were like 10 years older than me, but it didn't feel like it. We all became really close. There was Sarah from France, Joanita from Indonesia, Victoria from Ukraine, and Mariana from Mexico. We all spoke English to each other, but I was the only native English speaker, but everyone had pretty good English so we could talk to each other fine. That was like basically the first night. So day 2 is the first real day that we actually started doing stuff. We met our tour guide, Grace, who is lovely. She explained things like so well and everyone was so nice, okay? Everyone was really nice. It was really fun. There was a camera crew filming us, and along with that, we also had interviews about everything. Anytime we went anywhere or did anything or ate anything, they had to interview us about it. We did about like 30 different interviews and they literally used like 5 of them in the documentary. I think it's because we were all like really bad at the interviews and none of us knew what to say. Because every single time they would be like, how does it make you feel? How does eating bibimbap for the first time make you feel?
I'm really upset when I mix it, because it's so beautiful and you just have to destroy everything.
One of my favorite things from the interviews is Joanita was eating, I think it was tteokbokki. She was eating tteokbokki and they asked her how it tasted and she was like, oh yeah, it's really good. And then they left and she turned to us and she was like, I didn't even taste it yet, I just told them it was good.
By seeing some sky view.
It makes the food taste even more delicious.
We were really good at those. So the first day, back on track, we went to Hangukijip, which is Korea House. We had this super fancy meal. They called it like a royal cuisine. Korean food is based on mostly like side dishes and usually you get them all at once. But this was like super fancy, so they brought it out like one at a time. It was all really good. My favorite thing was the abalone, which of course is, like the most expensive thing and takes like literally years to grow. When I said they filmed us doing everything, they filmed us doing everything, including eating. I don't know if you've ever had someone film you while you're trying to eat, but it's awkward. I was trying to eat the abalone and I didn't want to use a fork. I practiced using chopsticks, like I was pretty good with chopsticks, but like the abalone also came with like this pumpkin sauce and the pumpkin sauce had like stuck it to the plate and the abalone was like really slippery and I couldn't pick it up and they decided it would be the perfect time to come over and film me eating. So this guy just filmed me failing to pick up a piece of abalone for like a solid 2 minutes. So great. It was so awkward. I was like, please leave. I'm just trying to pick this up. So yeah, we had this award ceremony in the building across from the Korea House. We got a plaque. They gave us a book and like this cool mother of pearl clock thing. It was very nice. And then we went to this mall where our work was being exhibited. Grace was like, I want to take you guys to the library. Guys, look at this library. It's like floor to ceiling bookshelves. I don't even know how you reach them. There's no stairs, there's no ladder. I think it just looks nice. It looks gorgeous. And like the ceilings are as tall as like mall ceilings. So floor to ceiling, like mall ceilings. Floor to ceiling filled with books. They're all like lit. It was so pretty. We went to like the National Museum of Korea and we got to have like a guided tour around the National Museum of Korea. So this poor Korean guide had to give us this talk for like an hour about the different artifacts and stuff, but he had the thickest Korean accent I think I've ever heard. And so none of the other girls had any idea what he was saying because the English isn't their native language, so they literally just stood there for an hour and were like, I understood him at the time, but like if I had to think about to it now or remember what he was talking about, like I wouldn't know. The only thing I remember from the museum is this cute incense burner we all like because it has bunnies on it. And then also he was kind of shy, so he was worried about being on camera and on the video. And they were like, oh no, it's okay. The focus is on like the girls. It's not gonna be on you. You're not gonna be in it. So they released like these short like mini videos for each day, like the day after, and he was the only one in it. And all the footage they got from all the museum, it's mainly shots of just him. My favorite thing is like seeing the camera crew like run around to try to like navigate and film us. One time we were walking in like this like shopping area and they had like these stone kind of seat things in the middle of the street. So the cameraman's walking back and behind him, sitting on the stone thing, are literally 3 babies. And he walks back and he trips and he almost fell on 3 babies. So that happened. He took us out for Korean barbecue. That was really good too. One thing that's also really good that I didn't expect to be really good is a string of raw beef with a piece of like those hard Japanese pears. It's so good, okay? Trust me, it's like a little string of raw beef with little tiny pieces of like hard pear together, and so good. Please try it. And then we had naengmyeon. Cold noodle. Koreans like very chewy food, and if you're not used to it like I was, do not put all of the noodles in your mouth because you will choke. I almost choked, okay? It was bad. It was fine. The food was still good. I just like I had to like pull it out of my mouth. The weather was actually like really nice, but Mariana, she never had her jacket. She was always cold, but she never remembered to bring her jacket or her cell phone. And then the one time she did bring her jacket, it was like 75 degrees out and she didn't need it. Our schedule ended and we all went back to the hotel. I went out for a bit and I found Shrek themed face masks, so my day was made. Day 3, we went to the DMZ, and if you don't know what the DMZ is, that's the demilitarized zone. That's like the border between North and South Korea. We weren't like right like physically on the border. It was like a lot farther away. We went in a 3rd tunnel, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's literally just a tunnel in the ground. So we went in the 3rd tunnel that wasn't built by the North Koreans, but was so obviously built by the North Koreans, they just keep denying it. That was the tea. We got the tea from Grace. Grace gave us the tea. They keep denying they built the tunnel, but everyone knows they totally built the tunnel. And that's the tea. The 3rd tunnel is literally like a 250-foot deep tunnel that's like this steep. You walk down the tunnel, you go to the end of the tunnel, and you look at the wall. That's the end of the tunnel, and you go, wow, that's the end of the tunnel. And then you turn around and you go all the way back up the 250-foot steep incline, all the way back up. That was my exercise for the whole week. I have like this letter, like sign that you would take pictures of that say DMZ. We were standing at it and they were like, no, you're gonna do like some cool poses. You're at the DMZ. So we were like, okay. So you can see us like trying to do like fun poses at the DMZ. We went back to this one park like 5 different times. Like anytime we would go somewhere, she was like, okay, we're gonna go to this restaurant and then we're gonna go back to the park. We're gonna go to the flower field and we're gonna go back to the park. They wanted footage of us in a flower field for like whatever reason, so they drove until they found like some random flower field and made us go stand in it for an hour so they could film us walking around in a flower field as B-roll. Also, it was so bright out and none of us can see. They wanted us to take like fun jumping pictures, but we were all really bad at them and none of us jumped at the same time. We're all doing like different poses. Usually in all the pictures, like, oh, there's always one person on the ground or one person who just like didn't jump, but we tried. After going to the park for like the 6th time, we went to this observation deck where you could like look out and see North Korea. Mariana saw people on bikes in North Korea and she got so excited. She was like, I can see people! I went to the bathroom at the observation deck, and this is like a recurring theme. I don't know why, but like there were so many toilets in Korea that just have like giant windows on the walls just you can like look outside, and like at first that seems like a nice concept, you know, like you can look at the view, but then you think about it and you're like, there's a giant window right next to me in the bathroom. I don't think it's tinted, so And then after we went to the park for the 10th time, we went to the National Culture, it was a culture center, and we got to play the changu, which is a traditional Korean instrument. It's a drum. You play it like sideways. You either hold it with your arm and play it, or you have it like around your neck or attached to you or something. Most people, when you play it, you're supposed to like alternate your head and like the direction you're playing. So for example, when you play over here on this side, your head has to look this way. So it'd be like kun ta kun, kun ta kun, kun ta kun ta kun ta kun. And he did it like really fast. We got like faster and faster, and we were all really bad at doing that. And then we did it a while, but they didn't include any footage of that. We had like an hour class. The guy was super nice. He didn't speak English, but Grace was our translator. So we learned like different rhythms. We learned like the chant was supposed to be meant like as like a greeting pattern, and then like a chant, and then like a goodbye pattern. After we finished the pattern, you were supposed to say like 어둠 속에 불빛이 우리들은 비춰주네. They wanted us to like keep playing, so like get footage of us, and they used like the most awkward clip of Sarah playing the drum. So we laughed about that for like a solid 5 minutes. And then after that, we got to see a dance culture show, which was like the coolest thing. It was so good. I love whenever we saw anything, Grace was like, I wasn't expecting that to be that good, but that was really good. And it was like 3 different performers. It was, oh.
장구! 화이팅!